What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know what the vibes are. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. In the video, we're throwing it back to the past. You guys loved my top 10 Call of Duty pros of all time. And there was actually one comment that stood out to me, and it was, you know what, Enable? Can you make like the top 10, top 5 in each specific Call of Duty title? And I thought it was a fantastic idea. I already did Black Ops 2. So, you know, next up, it's only right, is Call of Duty Ghost. Starting at the number 5 spot, guys, I have Formal. Now, this was tough, man, because Formal was a absolute beast, like the second half of Call of Duty Ghost. Compared to the other players on the list, it's just hard to put him any higher. But me and Formal, just a fun fact, we actually made the switch to Call of Duty in Ghost together. We were both Halo professionals prior, and we decided to make the switch with two other Halo professionals at the time in Ace and Snakebite. You guys may know them, you may not. But so we made the switch in Ghost coming from Halo. We did pretty well. I think we got like 17th in the first event. I forget what the first event was. But then Formal got a lot of recognition fast, right? He ended up joining Fear, working his way up until he got on teams like TK and Envy. And that's really where he started finding his rhythm, right? Because we switched over from Halo together. We didn't really know how to play COD, right? Compared to the COD pros. Now look, in case y'all didn't realize, I am an eye test guy, but I do have some KDs from Ghost events, the big Ghost events, for not only Formal, but all the guys on the list, just to kind of show you how good they actually were. Even though you really won't understand it fully unless you go back and you watch the games, or you watch them when they were actually happening. But yeah, just to speak on a couple of Formal's event KDs, man, he has a fantastic list, if I'm being honest. COD Champs, even though it didn't go as probably well as he wanted it to, he still posted a nice 1.07 KD. At Anaheim in Ghost, he had a 1.04. At Gfinity, which is one of the events that he won with Envy, Formal had an absurd 1.35. Now, this was near the end of the year, like I said, but honestly, Formal's peak, if we were just going off of peaks alone, I'd probably have him at like number 2, potentially number 1 on the list. If we were just going by overall highest peak in COD Ghost, because it was pretty absurd what he was doing the second half of the season. But I feel like 5th is a pretty fair ranking for him. I mean, this was his breakout year. You know, this was his first year in Call of Duty, and he did damn well. You know, that's an understatement. So I have him at 5th. I can't go no higher, unfortunately. Moving on to number 4 on the list is none other than 3 Rings, the GOAT, aka Karma. So after the first event of Call of Duty Ghost, guys, Complexity actually dropped Clayster for Karma. You weren't around for then. It was a wild time. You know, it was pretty drama filled, but it was a blockbuster deal essentially in Call of Duty history. And that's when Complexity basically just took over for most part of the Call of Duty Ghost year. They ended up winning the second event with Karma. They went on to win COD Champs, as you guys all know. And then Karma ended up leaving or getting dropped. I don't know the exact scenario, but he joined FaZe Clan and he won another event. He won UMG Nashville. So he basically had one hell of a year when it came to winning events, you know, prize earnings, just overall success. And like I did with Formal, I will just run you through a couple of the bigger events. Karma's KDs. At COD Champs, which he did win, he had a 1.07. At Anaheim, he had a 1.17. At Gfinity, kind of had an off event, 0.89. But hey, it happens. He's got 3 rings for a reason. Then at Nashville, he also won that event. He had a 1.06. And at Season 3 Playoffs, he had a 1.06 as well. Now, his stats weren't, I guess, on par, you could say, compared to the other players on this list. But it goes back to what I said, guys. I value things differently than the casual fan, okay? It's not all about stats. You got to pass the eye test, okay? Because there's a lot of things that you don't see, you know? like all the clutch plays that Karma made, his impact in the games. It's not just all cut and dry. Oh, he had a 1.3 KD. He was frying. Oh, he had a 1.05. He was playing okay. It's not that easy, in my opinion. But if you're anywhere in this top 5, guys, it's so hard, okay, to actually put them in order. But if you're in the top 5, you were probably like the best player in COD Ghosts for at least a certain period of time. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll change throughout the whole season. So if you're on this top 5 list, at one point during the season, you were probably the best player in the game. You know, that's how I look at it. Next up, we have number 3 on the list. I really need to stop doing these throwback games because I got to add this guy on the list again. Patty P, aka Aches. He's coming in at the number 3 spot for my top 5 players in Call of Duty Ghost. Aches was a part of Complexity, which then turned into Evil Geniuses, all of Ghost. So him and Karma, besides when Karma got the phase win, have the same amount of wins. He also won the first event, obviously the same as Karma. Pat had a bunch of wins in Ghost, including Call of Duty Champs. As much as it pains me to say, Aches was dominant in Call of Duty Ghost. I love Patty P. Love Patty P to death. Hate Aches. Despise Aches. He still owes me $50,000. I'm not letting it slide, okay? Pat was built different in that game. You know, I don't know if he was younger. There was less comp. You know, he's not an old head. His hands were working a little bit better back then. But dude, he just did whatever he wanted. He was super versatile. He was great in all 3 game modes. But yeah, Patty P was great. He was consistent throughout damn near the whole year, maybe besides the very end. And if you guys forget, there were a lot of events back in Call of Duty in those times in Ghost. So to be at the top for damn near the whole season, like the whole length of the game, is a very hard thing to do, especially when there's so many damn events. And not only was Complexity able, EG, you know, whatever, they switched halfway through, or I don't even know, a little bit more, who cares? Not only were they able to stay at the top for the most part, so was Aches. He had so many highlight films, so many games where he just completely took over. And damn, I really hated saying that, but I do have him coming in at the number 3 spot. Next up, for number 2 on my list, guys, it's the boy Lil, aka Lil, aka Scumpy, aka Scump, aka Lil Red Rider. No, I don't know, but it's Scump. And Scump obviously doesn't have as many wins in Ghost as the other players on the list. He did only win 1 time. It was a pretty monumental win, though. It was an X Games gold medal, which is fucking dope. I only got a silver, so I am a little bit jealous of that. But I have him at number 2 because I think Ghost was one of Scump's best titles that he's played in his career. And he would have gotten a lot more wins in Ghost if Complexity wasn't a team, or maybe he had a little bit better of players around him, right? And I'm not trying to disrespect his teammates, you know, but there were so many times where it looked like it was him versus, you know, Complexity or an Envy or any top team at any point in the game. And he was doing it all like LeBron. Like, I'm talking like averaging a triple-double every damn map. Not even every damn map, in the whole event. Like, just unbelievable stats. He had one of the hardest roles, obviously. You know, I know everyone kind of used the Vector. You know, so I guess you could say, oh, Enable. Was his role really that hard? What he did for that Optic team, yes, it was very difficult. And he did it at a very efficient rate. Very successful. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. He was very successful at it. Okay. I don't need to speak anymore on him, but if you go back and you watch some of the COD Ghost events, I'm telling you guys, it was absurd. Legitimately looked like he was 1v4ing teams. Like if I was to compare, like I was just calling him, you know, like LeBron James numbers, it was like Scump was getting triple, quadruple teamed every damn possession. I know that makes sense because there's no possessions in COD, but you get the point. It was a special sight. I think it is very deserving to give him the #2 spot. There's no shot in hell. Okay, I'm cool with Seth. There ain't no shot in hell. I better not see no one in the comments talk about, what, you're off the rocker. Scump should have been #1. Because once I tell you #1, if you try to argue that with me, I can't help you. You're too far deep. You're too far gone. I cannot help you. Bringing me to the best Call of Duty player in Ghost. None other than I squared my fellow Ian, Crimbot, Crimthick, whatever you want to call him, Crim. It's got to be him, right? It just has to be him. Crim was obviously wildly successful. He was a part of Complexity. He was a part of EG. You know, he teamed with Aches the whole year. You already know I already gave the spiel. They won COD champs. They won a handful of events. But Crim was consistently throughout the whole year unbelievable. I don't think he had one, I won't even say one bad event. I don't even think he had one average event. At COD champs, which he did win, he had a 1.29 KD. He edged Patty P out by 0.01. Pat was probably heated about that. He's probably still pissed about that. Anaheim, he had a 1.18. Gfinity, he had a 1.23. Nashville, he had a 1.11. And then obviously he wasn't at Season 3 playoffs. But those were just some of the bigger events. That's like when the whole Crimbot thing really kind of came to everyone. Because, dude, it looked like he was no bullshit cheating. He wasn't cheating, okay? Someone's gonna try and clip that and, like, you know, please clip that. No, but seriously, it looked like he was cheating. Like, his awareness was so next level. He always seemed like he was a step ahead. His gun skill was obviously amazing, but, like, dude, just the way he read the map, he was like a robot. You know, he was Crimbot, whatever his weird ass nickname was. It was something special. I think Call of Duty Ghosts Crim was one of the best individual years as a whole that any player has had in the history of Call of Duty. And that's going to be it for my top 5. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on it. If you agree with my top 5 in general, and then if you agree with my top 5 in the order that I placed them. Now, like I said, it is really hard at the end of the day to actually rank top 5 players in order, because realistically, at different time periods in that game, all 5 of those players were the best. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, but I do want to hear your opinions. So let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much. Until I see y'all when I see y'all, have a good one. The kids out.